Okay, something really obvious but important to bring to your attention is that realistic things is three-dimensional. With traditional drawings, we only have two-dimensional paper to work with. So to do a realistic drawing is essentially to create an illusion of 3D on 2D surface, just like photograph or television. We can control the X and Y position easily, but how do you control the perceived depth of something, the Z-axis? One of the main methods is through shading, combined with the context of one or more light source. This is why when you look at the reference of the sphere from the evaluation module, it is just a circle with a crazy gradient over it. But when you add the context assumption of light coming from the left direction, it suddenly looks like a 3D ball instead of a flat, two-dimensional cartoon. Of course, any extra context illusion like shadows that's in alignment with the light on the 3D ball from left side makes it all the more convincing. But even without the shadow, it is gonna look three-dimensional if you shade it correctly. So shading is one of the main ways for us to manipulate the perceived Z dimension of an object and complete its 3D shape in the viewer's mind. It provides the viewers all the information of what this object looks like if it was 3D, viewed from that angle. So the previous exercise is about helping you to produce any tone value you need to in an efficient manner, especially if you use charcoal, and it's also about helping you replicate the value you see. Just by doing the basic exercises, you get better at those things. And while simple, the importance of this skill is about as high as it gets when it comes to realism. And by actually doing, you learn faster and more deeply. For example, your understanding improves regarding how blending actually affects tone value. A lot of you probably noticed by blending, you make the area darker and sometimes it becomes even lighter from the tone you put down initially. Paper, softness of charcoal, initial tone pressure, blending stump pressure all comes into play. And it's by doing that you learn how to get better at the control tone value to get the result you want. If you don't like to blend, then pressure control is a lot more important and you get better by practicing doing that. Either way, it is the fastest way for one to improve, and not someone telling you exactly what to do. The idea of blending, erasing, gradient is common sense to almost all of us. At the end of the day, it's about you getting better at seeing the value or gradient you need to make and accurately render it out in your drawing. Now, drawing something more complex, of course, the tone and gradient is a lot more complicated and they are all over the place, but the concept is the same from the exercises. And the skill is the same as when you are replicating the one strip of gradient tone. But when you're doing complicated drawings, it's just a lot more different gradients, right? Some are larger, some are smaller, some are curved, and some are like areas where gradient changes a lot and not in a linear fashion. So given that you understand the common sense basics, I'm going to talk about two concepts regarding tone value and gradient, followed by one of the biggest pitfalls that people make in the next 3 videos. And I would say, as a beginner, or even you have quite a bit of experience, you can't skip a lot of these videos, given how lean and therefore how vital each piece of information is. Even though I could start talking about these things in this one video, I choose to break these things down to short little videos, so it is a lot more easier for you to click on play and finish each video, and it allows easier learning and better retention. Imagine watching a 2-hour long video where I talk about everything. Even if it is organized well, who's going to do that? Most are not going to finish the video and do the exercises or learn all the ideas, right? So it would be a waste of time for a lot of people. Learning should be effortless and fun. Practice, of course, on the other hand, takes effort. Understanding of basic concepts, though, should not. Okay, time to move on to the next video.